Yay!
Welcome to the Owlboy 9th anniversary.
Yay!
This is a little thing that we do every year where we celebrate the launch of Owlboy on November 1st. So we do a couple of different things. Primarily, this is a Q&A where we answer questions from the fans. Then we'll end the segment with a little bit of a Let's Play of Owlboy. And this year is special because we are going to be finishing the entire playthrough. It's taken us 9 years to do the whole thing.
Finally.
Yeah.
Almost as long as we took developing the game.
9 years. Oh, that's horrible to think about. So, how have we been?
We've been pretty good. It's been a year full of Vikings.
Yeah, there's been a lot of stuff that we've been doing on Vikings.
Yes, we haven't been able to show it all that much, but now things are coming together.
Past month or so, we've been working on the very last boss of the game. I think we've completed 2 new bosses by now.
Yeah.
And we are moving on to features for the adventure mode, which we're really excited about. And quite a few things when it comes to how you can pick your characters and making those unique. We have been working on some other stuff on the side that we can't really talk about, but it's been much more of a busy year than it has previously, simply because we have just cancelled everything just so we can work this year.
Yeah, we haven't been doing that much travel. Have we traveled at all? Last year we were in Tokyo Game Show. This year we've been fully concentrating back home.
Yeah, because it was Tokyo Game Show and Gamescom,
yeah.
I think. We did that for 2 years. I mean, pretty much every single year other than this, we have traveled around and spoken to people and shown off the game. It's very unusual for us not to be on the road constantly.
Yeah.
So if it seems like we've been very quiet, it is genuinely just like we've been bunkering down. We've had a lot to do and a lot to take care of.
Yeah.
In fact, it's quite surprising that we're here right now because, frankly, there is very little time. We have deadlines right after this. But this is a staple, it's a institution, and we have to acknowledge the very important birthday of our special little lad.
And eat cake.
And eat cake.
That's why we do it.
As an aside, so we've noticed that whenever we share things about our development and all the things that you ask us on social media, a lot of people have been struggling to find that. It is difficult to see everything that's posted, and not to mention social media has changed quite a bit. So we've been talking for quite some time and figuring out how are we going to solve that. What we decided on was we started a newsletter. Today is the day.
Yeah.
Now, I know what some of you might be thinking. It's a little bit much to go through emails all the time, and you maybe don't want to be spammed. The good news about the newsletter is that we are not going to be sending you tons of emails. We are only going to be doing 3 emails a year, and those are going to be quite extensive. So if you want something to look forward to, that's where you get it. Yeah. If you're interested in seeing the first update, there's a link available for that. It goes through some of the new stuff that we've been working on, everything on Vikings and Trampolines, maybe some teasers for stuff that we haven't announced yet, and some updates on stuff that we've been doing on Owlboy. And also, we are going to be doing a Q&A section on this live stream. However, one of our problems is that sometimes we have so many things to go through that we simply don't have time to edit it all in. So this year, the questions that we can't answer here, we are going to be doing in the newsletter.
Yeah.
For those of you that signed up early, you were part of a raffle to win one of these 2.
They are exceedingly rare, so this is maybe the only chance you have to acquire one.
We just announced who actually won in the newsletter, so if you want to check that out and go to the website, you can figure out who won the raffle this year. And hopefully we'll be able to do more of these in the future as well. Run, go read the thing. All right, I think it might be time to do our annual Owlboy Q&A session. Joe, if you would.
Cool. A question from Myth the Changeling. Considering that crows... Is that how I said crows?
Crows, yes.
Okay, yeah. A question from Myth the Changeling. Considering that crows and owls hate each other in real life, if there were a race of crow people, or a crow folk, would they not get along with the owl race?
It's so weird because I genuinely just watched a video about this. So, for those that don't know, you would think that crows would just completely dominate over owls everywhere because they have, you know, the power of friendship and intelligence and everything. But owls apparently, because they're night hunters, tend to stalk crow chicks in the night. Like they grab them from nests. So there's a lot of beef there. But okay, we are dealing with a universe where you have sentient humanoid characters that are around. And also the owls have a long history of having cooperated with a bunch of other people for a long time. Not to mention, like, why would you not try to have some kind of alliance with the only other group that can just freely fly around and maybe has some connections to your values?
Yeah, also owls could just hate crow people.
It could. They could be xenophobic bastards. That's true. Maybe it would be like Norway and Sweden.
Yeah.
Because we're like kind of best friends, except there is almost like a law in Scandinavian culture where you're just supposed to insult the other one.
Yeah.
Because that's just what we do.
It would be like that.
Yeah. You crow bastard. Get over here.
Exactly. Oh, like dwarves and elves.
Sure.
Okay. Let's see. Next question. Okay. Question from Lily Draws. Hello. Do we have an update on the art book?
I need to think about this for a second. Sorry, I blanked out. Oh, it is early in the morning. No, it isn't. It's actually afternoon. So, last year we got the same question where people were asking, could we have an Owlboy art book? Is there some way that we can compile all of the development notes and everything that we want to do with it? And I did mention that we have started the process of making that. But I can say that the work has started. So there is actually an art book in progress. Just can't announce when it's going to be. The thing is, honestly, because of what's happened with the development of Remix and everything that we've had to do this year, and there's quite a lot that's happened this year, even if I did compile everything and get it ready, we wouldn't be able to launch it now anyway. It's just too much. Plus, there's some things with shipping things internationally at the moment, which means that we just can't right now. But I'm going to say the same thing that we say every year, which is please keep asking for it if you want it, because if we know that you want it and you're still interested, then we will make that happen. So just keep screaming at us to do it anyway, and we'll figure out a way to make it happen.
Yes. Question from Solomon. What is the deal with owl anatomy in Owlboy universe? Most of the owls seem to be anthropomorphic.
And anthropomorphic?
Anthropomorphic.
Yes.
Okay, let's do that again. Okay, question from Solomon. Most of the owls seem to be anthropomorphic.
Just go.
Okay. But what about Aisho and Otis? If they are the most...
Anthropomorphic?
Shit. I should have had some coffee this morning.
Yeah, that would fix it.
Okay, but what about Aisho and Otis? If they are the most human-like, then how owl are they? Do these two have like hair or feathers? Or is it the same situation as cat girls, just being humans with cat ears? I guess this. What? I'm just. Yeah, it goes on and on. This question.
It's okay. So, I mean, they're almost all of the different characters are bipedal or anthropomorphic in some way.
Yeah.
So, there is of course going to be a lot of variation within the groups. Though I feel like if we were to answer specific physiological questions about how their inner organs work and what their species is capable of, I feel like maybe that would detract more from what we're presenting.
Yeah. I mean, they're pretty much human in a way, right? It's just that they have like owl features. Like I always looked at it like how humans evolved from apes. These creatures aren't really owls, but they've evolved from owls. They just...
There's a background idea that I have in mind for the owls, but if I'm being honest, I'm going to not divulge into this too much because I feel like if I reveal the whole thing, people are going to run away with it, and the result might not be what I had intended.
Yeah. It's something we can explore in the future.
Let's leave it at that.
Yeah. Okay. Question from Ringo. Will there be any more Owlboy merchandise down the line? I wasn't able to get my hands on any of the old stuff, and it would be super sweet to have something other than the figurine.
So, you have been asking for this for quite some time. So we actually listened this year, and there's merch! So we now have our own t-shirt store where you can order custom Owlboy t-shirts, and they're available right now.
We're gonna update the newsletter 3 times a year, and for each update we're gonna try and have something new and interesting in the store, right?
Yes. We're very bad at advertising our own stuff.
Yay!
But t-shirts, they look great!
Okay, a question from Rosie Hyena. With this being the 9th anniversary, it means that there's been around as much time between the game release and when we started development.
9 years.
I should start by saying that a lot of time has discovered between me discovering the game too. But it still inspires, and even if it took you that long, you stuck with it until the end. What's been your favorite things to come as a result of Owlboy's development period and release? And what was the most surprising?
I'm going to be as cheesy as I possibly can. I think it's the fact that I could build a home with my spouse.
Oh, yeah.
And have a cat and be able to build a stable life for the first time. So the fact that that's been possible as a result of this game is very important to me.
And it still keeps us going. Like Owlboy is doing really well lately. Like despite the 9-year-old launch date, and we're still living pretty comfortably. We want to finish new games, of course. We want to finish Vikings on Trampolines, but it just keeps us going.
But what's your favorite?
Let's see. So the legacy of Owlboy will always kind of shape D-Pad. We've been talking a lot about like projects that we can do that will align with Owlboy in some way. And Otis has kind of become our mascot in many ways. So, you know, since it still carries us as a studio, it's always going to be our main thing, kind of. Even though we want to, of course, make new and spectacular games like Vikings on Trampolines, it's still Otis' story is still close to our hearts, so...
Yeah, I think, without getting too like sentimental about it, I do think about how it kind of feels like Owlboy is going to be the surviving legacy.
Yeah.
I mean, hopefully we'll be able to build more on it. Like, that's a really good answer, because even for a lot of people here, I did hear that a lot of people in Norway started their career because they played Owlboy.
Yeah.
And that's incredible. That's fantastic. That is exactly what we wanted to happen. So.
Yeah. A question from Florentia. Where is that Owlboy update for Savant Descent Remix?
So the unfortunate thing is that Savant Descent Remix was a project that was intended to take 6 months to finish. And then, unfortunately, life happened and a lot of other things, and we ended up developing the game for 2 years straight. Really should never have taken that long, but life circumstances got in the way. And for things to be able to line up now, especially with Vikings and everything else, we don't have the opportunity to work on it. We simply cannot dedicate any more time. So unfortunately for now, the update is shelved. We're really sorry about that, but it is for the betterment of all the other games that you have been requesting and have been asking us to finish. At the very least, we managed to finish the Ultimate update, which included the Classic mode, which was something that we really wanted to do. So hopefully we feel like the game is a complete package for those that wanted to play it.
Yeah, if you haven't yet, check it out on Nintendo Switch and Steam.
Yeah.
Question from Alanis. What if we give Otis mechanical gauntlets like the ones you find in Resident Evil 7?
There's mechanical gauntlets in Resident Evil 7?
Apparently so.
Ah, I thought that was the one where you walk around the house and the murderer tries to get you.
Yeah.
Well, several, I guess. Well, we don't even have to imagine, because there's cut content of Otis having like a full-on mech suit.
Yeah.
Where he genuinely has just like giant mechanical hands that he can punch stuff with. And I think he has like a laser cannon out of the mech's head.
We should totally make like a game where you do exactly that. Okay, a question from Flaming Fox. If Team Owlboy had television, what kind of shows would they watch?
Okay, I know it's a weird answer, but genuinely, I think Donny Friday. Like, imagine like Otis and Getty kind of like sitting in front of the TV and just like having that on.
Yeah. I mean, it's Halloween, so...
That's true, it's true.
Yeah, that would fit.
Yeah, weirdly enough.
Question from Spy the Cuddlefish. If Otis, Getty, Alphonse, and Twig all went to a supermarket and each of them can only buy one item, what would it be?
What?
I guess Otis tea, perhaps?
Yeah, Otis would probably pick up tea or some sort of fruit.
Yeah.
Like, he would just load up with vegetables.
Yeah.
Getty, what?
Maybe we would buy like, those toy guns, like the...
Or would that be Twig, though? I feel
yeah.
I feel like they are like... In Norwegian grocery stores, there's like a little like fun novelty section usually. Maybe like the whoopee cushions or something.
Yeah.
Alphonse, what would Alphonse get?
Skulls of his enemies. I don't know.
Just like, let's go to the bone section. I don't know why, but in my brain it's just like, who's the one that's going to be buying the durian?
Yeah.
Eating it with a spoon.
Maybe that's something that Otis would do. Does he have weird tastes, this boy?
I don't know. I learned something about chickens, that they can't taste spice.
Oh.
I don't know about owls, but I know that in Japan, the yolks are a lot darker.
Yeah.
Because they feed them chili.
Huh.
Because they can't taste it anyway.
No.
And I was just like, that's a weird thought. Like, can he eat a whole onion in one go and just doesn't care? Let's go to the bone section.
Like always, Owlboy is on a massive sale during this event and for the next couple of weeks, so if you haven't had a chance to play it yet, now is the perfect time. It's on sale on Switch and Steam, and we're gonna try and put it on sale on as many platforms as possible. Yeah.
So go check it out!
Question from Ice Wolf. For anyone not in the know, there's an interesting thing about the NES and SNES era pixel art in the modern day and how they look weird compared to modern pixel art. It's because of CRTs. The screen blurs the sharp edges and makes it look more real in a sense. Look it up! So, question for Simon. I'm curious if you've taken that into account with Owlboy or any of your game mockups.
So, this is a really interesting one, and I feel like I could rant about this for hours because there's a lot to it.
We've had a lot of back and forth, like even with projects that we've been working on, like how would it look on a CRT screen and stuff.
Yeah, but there were certainly games back in the day that put CRT to good use. A lot of them, when you're looking at them these days, actually, the ones that put them to most use look really ugly when you put it on an emulator. It's the ones you don't expect, because those are the ones that use actual color blending, and they didn't have enough colors to blend things together. That's why you see very strange looking dithering. You'll have grays mixed with browns, that sort of things. Those games actually took CRTs into mind.
I mean, even anatomy, like the height of characters and stuff change when you put it in CRT, right?
Yeah, a lot of early console ports, especially stuff from the arcade, were squished horizontally because they were going to be spread out on a CRT.
Yeah.
You can see this in Street Fighter and R-Type on the SNES, for example. So there's a lot of that, and of course the famous one is the waterfall in Sonic.
Yeah.
Because a lot of the stuff on the Genesis specifically, they used vertical line dithering to blend colors together. In fact, I do that in some of the stuff I did for Donny Friday, so I'm aware of those types of techniques. The thing about it is, a lot of it is not as utilized as people make it out to be. Sure, there's a lot of games that get some sort of blurring effect that could look neat, but there's not a lot of video games that put that to use in the way that sort of has been popularized on social media recently. Not to mention, a lot of people forget that LCDs did exist.
Yeah.
And Game Boy games, for example, have LCD displays. The main difference is just that they weren't backlit. So even all the way back from the Game Boy, people knew what pixels looked like. And a lot of the games that were developed were made on at least partial LCD screens during development. And then, they would zoom in and out because they had that technology.
Yeah.
So I don't think it was as prominent as a lot of people make it out to be. But that's not what the question is. The question is, did we take that into account? And part of the idea behind Owlboy was that we wanted to create a game that sort of highlighted the best of everything that pixel art could be at the time, because we wanted to make sure that we didn't have people see pixel art as just something outdated. It is its own medium, it's its own art form. It should be shining in the way that it could in its best light.
Yeah, and on modern devices as well, right? Like
yes.
Widescreen. That's why we went through such a big development change when widescreens became like the standard.
Yeah, because we developed it for standard definition, and then widescreens came out, and we thought, you know what, we need to display it in the best way. We're not going to cheapen out on that.
Yeah.
It wasn't made with CRTs in mind because it was meant to be a modern depiction of pixel art and all that it could be. That doesn't mean that I haven't experimented with mockups where I have had CRT in mind. In fact, there are a few that I haven't revealed publicly that do that kind of thing. But for the games that we've done so far, no, because part of the idea was that we wanted to show what pixel art can be now, as opposed to just like big quotations of retro stuff, because we're not trying to capture something old. We are trying to show the latest version of an art form that's existed for a very long time.
Do you think Owlboy would look good on a CRT screen?
It's very hard to say. I think the detail level is so high that it might just look blurred without any potential benefit.
Yeah.
I think it could look neat.
If any of you have a CRT lying around and you can hook it up to your computer, share it with us, the result.
Yeah.
We want to see. Another question from Ice Wolf. Any coffee drinkers in the game, that is?
Where would coffee?
Yeah. How would they grow coffee in that climate?
I mean, I guess coffee is a bean, right?
Yeah.
Beans are like vegetables, so it wouldn't be too far-fetched.
That's true. I suppose Asia would be a coffee drinker. Strix, maybe? Like any teacher type character.
Yeah. Then again, now I'm imagining just a bunch of different Owlboy characters completely hyped up on caffeine.
Yeah.
Just like Fibonacci getting into it and just being a complete like...
Yeah. Maybe we should have had some coffee.
Yeah, we really should.
Question from Goldian. Are there any major gameplay changes you would make to Owlboy if you were able to make it today? I always thought that the gameplay loop would work insanely well as a bullet hell type of game. And yeah, I've been having so many thoughts about like Otis carrying gunners like into, we could make like a side-scrolling game like R-Type.
Yeah.
It's just Otis carrying the gunners and you can change out the weapons and stuff.
Holy crap, there's so many versions of this concept that could work for like sequel ideas or just changing how we do the setup.
We've even like did a mock-up of Owlboy Golf.
Yeah.
So we've definitely been toying around with different, game concepts with Owlboy features in it. So I don't know what's gonna come of it, but at the very least, we've been having some fun with it.
Yeah. I do feel like, because when we were in the middle of development, I was already thinking like, what could an Owlboy 2 be like? And then I was like, hold on, I'm already making this game. How about we just implement it here?
Yeah.
And that's how we changed how the teleportation stuff worked in Owlboy.
Yeah.
Because previously we were like, you just go and pick up the gunner. I do think how you interact with and have your gunner around with you is probably the one that I would have changed.
Yeah.
Now that we have some experience under our belt, I suspect that at the very least, collisions and how interactions feel and just like being able to streamline a little bit how you navigate stuff, that would certainly be something that we would be better at.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I think it's important to stipulate that Owlboy is the way that it is. And it would be a shame to sit down and say like, well, all of these things were bad and they should have been changed for it to be a good game. I still think it's a good game.
Yeah.
And I think it's important that instead of thinking like you have to go back in and fix everything to make it better, use those lessons and come back and make something new and better as you move along.
Yeah.
Because at the very least, the way that it is now in 2025, people are a little bit too locked in the past. They're a little afraid to move on from where they are. And I think it's important to just go ahead and make new things. And then if they suck, that's okay. Because at least you're building off of something that you've learned and that you can transform into new things instead of just remaking and repackaging things that people have already seen.
There's the saying, save it for the sequel. So keep that in mind when you develop the games. Okay. That's it?
That's it?
Yeah.
All right.
Wait a minute. There's a hidden question.
What?
From Goldian. Obligatory owl question. Can we get a random tidbit or two from the ancient lore or concept art? Like from the ancient owls?
I think it's very hard for me to say anything that feels like it won't spoil too much. But I think the one that I'll do this year is
there's plenty of secrets in Owlboy to reveal, so if you haven't yet, try to gather the big coins, and then you'll get some insight into how the ancient owls worked.
Maybe I'll save it for the 10th anniversary.
Yeah.
That, I think, concludes this year's Q&A segment. Thank you all for sending in your questions. They were surprisingly interesting this year. And I think that means that we are moving over to our Let's Play segment. So this year we are going to be completing the entire game. So if you want to skip that for spoilers, we completely understand. Or if you have already completed the game and you want to see what happens and a little bit of our commentary, then feel free to stick around for that.
Join us on the final stretch.
Thank you so much for watching this part of the stream, and we'll see you in live form. Bye! Hello, everybody!
Hello!
So, this will be the gameplay portion of our live stream, you know, the part that we do every year. And this time we will, like we mentioned previously, actually be finishing the rest of the game. So, like, big spoiler part for this section. We will be finishing the most heavy parts of the game, and we're starting off right out the gate with probably some of the most intense parts. So there's not going to be any build-up because we stopped right before it last year. So if you want to jump off, this is your warning, and I guess we'll jump into it from there.
If you want to catch up on the game until this point, we have all the recordings on YouTube, so you can check them out. The last one was the 8th anniversary, so...
Yeah, I think at some point we're going to have to make like a full compilation of the whole playthrough.
Yeah.
At least as much of it as we have. So hopefully...
You can see us age in real time.
Oh my god, don't even... So yeah, we are ready. We have our celebratory Owlboy cake, which we, for some reason, manage to have off screen every year. And we are ready to do this thing. Now, as with every year, chat, we're hoping for the best, that nothing will go wrong. Probably something will go wrong. We will try our best. So, here we go. So hopefully nothing goes wrong this time. We've already had a couple of run-ins with issues, so I'm we're holding out hope this time. All right, so we're using a controller because that's what we did last year. At least I thought we did last year, right? Now, last time we tried this, we jumped in on the Veli file and we were a little confused. And then it turns out, no, it's this Veli file. So we're jumping in here, and we're gonna see where we are.
You've been gathering coins like a champ.
I mean, I feel like did we try to 100% it? I don't remember. All right, let's see. Okay, so I'm just gonna jump back in here for context. So where we are right now. So last year, this is where we stopped. We had a... how did it go again? We had a confrontation with Captain Malmstrom, and Getty came in at the last second and kind of bonked him on the head. And here Otis has just survived a fall after escaping from the dreadnought.
Yeah.
And this was right as it is revealed, huge spoiler, that Solus was the titular Owlboy, and he's been using the distraction from Otis, Getty, and Twig, who have been out trying to get the relics, to sort of distract Malmstrom so he could gather them for himself.
And now Solus has made his escape with the relics.
Yes, and now we have had a conversation with Twig, Getty and Alphonse, and they said something to the effect of, don't be too upset about watching what's outside, and we're about to find out what's outside. I'll talk to everyone. Me and Twig? Yeah, we're good now. We talked it out while you were sleeping. Oh, that's convenient. Twig's just a big idiot. Haha. What's up, Alphonse? Wonder what they might be planning to use the relics for. Is it only for power? Or do the relics serve some other purpose? Okay, Twig, what do you got? I like this place. It's like our secret hideout. You live here? It's great. When all this is over, we should eat a big dinner here. Just thinking about it makes me hungry. It's making me hungry too.
Yeah, let's eat cake.
Yeah, let's have some of our titular cake that will somehow magically, hopefully, not show up on the microphone. Every year, it's just as awkward. Otis does not have any chairs.
No, and no tables, so dinner is cancelled.
Yeah, I guess they can like eat on the floor.
I guess so. Where does Otis usually sit? In bed.
Maybe he sits outside.
Oh, that's true.
Maybe he sits outside on the like
ledge.
Yeah, like here, just having a comforting spot. Okay, so we are outside. It is now a reddish hue for some reason. There's particles in the air. There's clearly something ominous going on. Though first I have to
eat like a champ.
I have to eat this dish. You have to remember, it's been a year since I played this last, so hopefully I remember everything. Do you remember that you can hold the roll button or the dodge button so that you can just continuously go?
Yep.
That is something that I was really happy about us including, because it meant that people don't sit there and do this all the time.
Yeah. It gives you a little speed boost.
Yeah.
I think speedrunners still use the roll, but I'm not sure.
Yeah, this is still mysterious. I do love this track though. Jonathan had this bizarre ability of just creating exactly what the mood necessitated without us even specifying much. Okay, where is everybody? Let's check Bumbleman's house. Oh.
Huh.
Hey, Pip. Hey, bro. We're playing in the Bombo house. There's much music here all the time. Can't get enough of it. Always the optimist. I don't know why I chose to stay in this house. Constant drumming. Can't sleep.
And only the same three pitch notes.
Bumbleman doesn't have much variation, but he's very committed. Welcome back, Otis. Are you well? Good. Happy face. We love to see it. We are in hiding here. Something bad is happening out there. People are being hit by rocks that come loose. It's safer here until it's past. A mystery.
Where's Toby?
Oh yeah, Toby's missing. I always forget who's in here.
Ah.
Oh hey, Mandolin.
Chopper guy.
Oh Otis, I'm so glad you're back. Getty regretted leaving very much. I'm glad you two are friends again. I'm glad. I'm assuming that she knows that. Like that they communicated about it. Yes, we are hiding here for the moment. The island seems unstable, which of course means there's nowhere to run. I just hope we have enough food to hold out until it settles down. Now, this seems dire.
Always on about food, this one.
Now, I know what the chat wants us to do, but we're going to go and explore a little bit in other spaces first.
Check out what the professor is doing.
Though I do know that there's parts of the chat that desperately want us to go this way because of certain things. Passing this very unusual building for this area. So, you know, I feel like chat is currently torn between the two directions. So,
Question mark.
do you want to do the professor?
Sure. Otis, why are you here? You should evacuate. The pirates could strike at any moment.
The professor is right. There's even been sightings of land masses rising. Something isn't right with the world. We need help, some help, Professor. We're tracking someone who might hold the key to saving Valley.
Should I do professor voice, like old man voice?
I mean, you could try.
Really? Who?
We don't know. Whoever it was went above the mesosphere before we could catch him. Otis can't fly that high. Well, perhaps we could help you get up there. But I don't see why we should. The last time we helped you out, things didn't go so well. Please. We have to do something. Whoever's up there has all 3 relics.
3 relics? You mean the hex relics?
You've heard of them! Then you'd know we're not making this up. What are they talking about, Professor?
Yes. All right, Otis and Geddy. Let's do a test.
Dramatic lever pull.
Whoever it was, if we went above the mesosphere, he must have been somewhere to go. We should be able to track any landmass up there with my machine. If there's nothing to find up there, there's no reason to believe you.
Alright, go ahead and check. I'm pretty sure you'll find something. I'll just pause and say that this was one of the first things we ever made for the game.
Yeah.
It was the professor's lab and the screen for it. And there was that temp text that we had that was like, the wave of the future.
Yeah.
Because it was just like this vague idea of something with a piston that maybe you could use some sort of high-pitched sound to use a sonar. And the fact that we came all the way around and this is now used as the evidence to show whether or not we can progress the story, I think that was like, it tied it up so nicely.
Yeah. This is the first place you enter in the game as well, almost like after Otis's house.
Mm-hmm. And part of the thing about it is that we actually had to pad a lot so you wouldn't just go straight to the lab.
Yeah.
Like a lot of the stuff in Valley was set up there so that you would have more time to sort of get to know things before you got there. In the early parts of it, you went pretty much straight from Otis' house and in here, and then you got a lot of cutscene.
Yeah.
Well, that's you.
Well, would you look at that? They're right.
Incredible. A structure in Mesos? How can anything even be built so high? Alright. I can help you get up there. But it'll be dangerous flight. If you want to go, you should prepare. Make sure you've done everything you need to do. You won't be coming back for a while.
A great structure above the skies. I almost wish I could come with you, Otis. It must be quite a sight.
Hey, Colonel. Ready to go, buddy? No.
No.
Alright, let me know when you're ready.
We got someone to say goodbye to.
We got a couple of things we need to do. So, yes, chat, I know, we're gonna get to the thing. It's very important to us too. But we have to see one more person. And it is Buccanary.
Aha.
Because we have to... You know what? We'll do that afterwards, because there's a different tradition that I need to uphold.
Okay.
Okay. I think a lot of people that have been watching this stream from like the very early days have been anticipating this scene. In fact, they wanted us to do this last year.
Yeah.
And we can talk a little bit about it, but I think let's just have it play out.
Sure.
Otis. You fool! Imbecile! Moron! Leave this place at once. Otis, why have you come back? You should leave now. Otis, please. This place is no longer safe. We couldn't keep the village from harm. Not me, nor Strix, nor any other owl. We are frail, arrogant, short-sighted. If you hadn't left the school, Otis, we would have been spared from my own foolish actions this time. Fly away as far as you can, Otis. Hide yourself from others and never return. Heed my final lesson now, so that you may live a little longer. I am so sorry for everything. Despite everything, you've been a remarkable student, Otis. Courage is a trait lost on most owls. Veli has been abandoned. The pirates are likely to attack here next. I'm going to stay here in Veli. This is our home. Now, the thing about this scene in particular, on one hand, we thought it was important for people to be able to see Eiju again. But a lot of people, on one hand, they don't find this place, and they're not able to speak to Eiju at all. And then there's others that find him, and then once he starts yelling, they just leave. Yeah.
which was exactly the intention. Like, for the people who are curious, they will continue pushing, but for those who like hate Eiju, which there's probably most people playing the game, they might just leave because he's acting like an asshole.
Yeah, and this, I felt like this was an interesting way to sort of have people determine how they feel the character should be judged.
Yeah.
And also, even if that wasn't your intention, if you push through and you actually get an apology, even if you don't feel like it's sincere, at the very least it was your choice.
Yeah, exactly.
So this, even though there's a ton of people that have never seen this scene or have no interest in seeing it, that was kind of the idea.
Yeah.
It's just like an aside thing. Like, if you're not invested and you don't care what happens to Eiju, then I feel like that's justified.
Also, Eiju has, come to terms a little bit with how the owls have been acting. Like, the whole game begins with with Aisho saying like we're exalted, we're the wisest. But here he's changed his mind a little bit after things have gone awry.
Yeah, it's a complete reversal of the start of the game, which I thought was a nice bow on it. You're leaving again now? I'll wait for you here. If there's anything I can help you with, then let me know. So,
I've always like loved Aisho as a character. He reminded me of a guy that I've met that was like hard on the outside, like the typical hard master. But on the inside he really cares. It's just that his way of teaching is what it is.
Yeah, and it's I think also the thing about video games is that you're very prone to jumping to conclusions about people.
Yeah.
And if you even see like a slight hint that someone might be mean, then you're immediately judging them as just like bad people.
Yeah.
But I feel like if you had known this person for a long time and you had some sort of context for it, or maybe if it was real life, it would probably not seem quite as jarring.
Exactly.
And that's kind of the interesting thing about doing a work of fiction like this, is that you only get a glimpse of them as people, and you are sort of just peering in through the keyhole and sort of get to experience just a tiny fraction of their lives.
Yeah.
So that means that we can both play with snap decisions, but at the same time it also makes it feel like sometimes you get sort of a limited view of things.
We don't have a lot of time to actually flesh characters out, so we need to make sure that the conversations are to have meaning.
Mm-hmm. Is it safe out there? Come back when you find all the coins. But we are doing this for tradition's sake.
Yep.
There we go.
Put on your hat.
Because we're going somewhere special. To make sure I don't take damage. Now, we have, chat, talked about this before, where there were ideas for more elaborate ideas to use both the hats and the issues for like upgrades and that sort of thing.
Yeah.
That's why we implemented it, because we wanted it to be sort of a reward for the stuff that you did. But it turns out every time we added sort of a modifier to them,
the game just became this unbalanced mess.
Yeah, it became unbalanced in the sense that wasn't fun.
Yeah.
You could probably do it where you could have challenge runs or that sort of thing, but you have to remember, when you come into something for the first time, you want that first time to at the very least be enjoyable. And if you get a power-up that then suddenly breaks the whole thing and you're like, now I don't find this to be fun anymore, we just opted that it's probably the best call not to have special abilities to it.
Yeah.
This would be like very much a new game plus kind of a thing. I'm also very happy about these icons.
We used them twice in the game.
We used them twice, but they were also one of the first things we made for the game.
Yeah.
They used to be like happy faces, just like round emoticon type stuff. I changed it to be Otis's face, which I'm much more happy about. But it was supposed to be part of the emotion system, where depending on what emotion you use for people, they would react differently.
Yeah.
So the fact that we could do this as sort of like a callback was nice. All right, I'll meet you outside. I've been looking forward to this.
We have too.
All right, here we go. Let's leave the ambiguous video game console and go over to...
What? We don't have time to play Nintendo?
That's you.
Okay. Remember to say goodbye to everyone, Otis. This will be dangerous and you probably won't be back for a while. I suppose I should bid you farewell, too. We all know that you've been trying your best all this time, Otis. I hope this time it goes well for you. With how things are looking, we might not have all that much time left.
So here we are. Remember, there will be no going back. Are you sure you're ready for this, Otis?
Super sure.
Yes, whatever it is. Good! Hey guys.
Oh, the gang!
Excuse us. We would all like to come along, Madame Colonel. That's right.
Otis's friends, are you? Wait a second. Aren't you...
Not now, Professor. Alphonse is a pirate, and I caused some trouble here, but we're here to help now. This was also it was a bit of a difficult choice in the dialogue writing because, yeah, they need to enter the rocket, but at the same time, they are both people that have been either mislabeled or part of groups that are not highly wanted in these parts.
So sending them to space makes sense.
But I think it's also like we need to make it so that there are more pressing matters, but it also needs to be acknowledged. So
yeah.
This was a very well written piece of dialogue. Yes, no time for that. You're all welcome to come along. We're all here, so let's get going. Yes. When are we traveling in? Oh, you'll see. Professor, is everything ready?
Yes. The radar gave us some coordinates to aim for, so we should make it. Assuming your invention works, Colonel.
Excellent! Oh, I should probably repeat. This will be dangerous. Should we go get Asia and the other villagers? Then they can see you off. I don't think so.
No,
They might try to stop us. I don't think we want to part on bad terms. This too is sort of on one hand, you can interpret this in a lot of different ways, depending on what you have done before the rocket. Like there's a lot of nuance to this text. All right. In that case, it's time to board. I will say before we start, this is a tower from Advent, so it has fallen all the way down. But I had this sketched up in Advent.
Yeah.
Because that's where Cornell originally was living. And we had a moment where we did consider doing like a reconstruction type gameplay for Advent. And part of it was that Cornell was going to build this rocket in Advent. So that was sort of the end of the reconstruction arc. But this made more sense.
Yeah.
Board? Board what? You mean this tall building here? Yes. Get in. Traveling this thing? It looks like it can't even move. Quiet, fools! You're about to witness my true genius. Years of work will boil down to this moment. Get in!
You better do it, lads, before she changes her mind.
Quickly now! I don't recall who it was that we sampled that from.
Me neither.
It was someone that Jonathan knew. So he went over to a friend of his and it was just like, hey, can you cackle like a crazy lady for my microphone, please? So unfortunately, unless it is in the credits and I don't remember.
I can't remember. Voice of Cornell.
Thank you so much, Mystery Lady. That was a fantastic sample you gave us. Prepare yourselves! All systems are ready. Detach!
Whoops.
Systems, by that I mean crack that thing. Ignition! Lift off! I knew it would work! Good luck, you guys! Everyone's stepping outside to view. This too was like, we had to figure out a way to sort of make this feel like the final goodbye.
Yeah.
But it was tough to sort of contextualize in a way that felt like everything kind of came together for it.
Yeah, yeah.
And was it Henrik that came up with the everyone looking at it?
Yes, he's the one who made the scenes. Man, making an entrance.
This one, on one hand, it's a little funny how it happens, but I really love the sort of the impact, because you're not expecting to crash into something.
No, no.
Oh no! Otis, are you alright? Oh man, you had me worried there. You okay, man? Can you fly? Huh. Did you break something? No, I don't think he has. The air in this place is very thin. Too thin to fly in. Oh man, we're stuck up here? Not exactly. We should explore this place. Catch your breath, Master Otis. Getty, Twig, let's get out ahead. I think probably you should be doing the voices for some of these.
Oh yeah, I could do Getty.
Alright.
Yes, so in this section you can't actually... Can you teleport your gunny here?
No.
No.
Of course, I had to maintain the tradition. No hats in space. I forget if this was a glitch or not, but it was also... it didn't make sense for you to have your hat up here. There was
I can't actually remember... yes, it was because of Otis's new animations.
Yeah, everything would break.
Yes, this animation in particular, we would have to animate the hat with a lot of additional frames.
Yeah, and we were already like at the tail end of development.
Yeah,
and we saw that as we were getting towards the ending, where we were sort of trying to wrap everything up, and then suddenly I was like, the hats don't show up there, and we just kind of did like a dead stare for a bit, and we're like, no hats in space.
And yeah, you know, there's some scenes in the final act where wearing a hat would look kind of silly too. So yeah.
These backgrounds are some of the latest I made for the game.
Yeah,
and I'm very happy with them.
It shows.
Because and it's also, you get... There's a lot of detail that I hide in these statues about everything.
Yeah.
To do with the world building. So I got to really play around with some stuff. But this dungeon, we had been prepping for this since the start. It was one of the first things we sketched. But these assets, they were very new. You were Getty.
Oh, okay, how do I do Getty? Let's see. My normal voice, I guess.
I guess so.
Guess this is where the stranger is hiding. But how do we get in?
Gee, I wonder.
Spooky. Fits with the Halloween theme.
Oh yeah, it was Halloween yesterday. Well, that takes care of that problem.
I guess we're actually doing this, huh?
It's not like we have a choice. Come on, gang, let's advance. More.
Hey, buddy, you ready for this? Hey, I got your back, man. Who needs flying anyway? Let's go together.
I love this part because it's one of the only parts where Getty gets to follow you around like an actual person.
Yeah.
This was such a nice moment because it's been something that we talked about, like having Getty follow you around as a gameplay mechanic.
Yeah.
But it just didn't work with all the levels that we did.
No, and like Otis can fly at any time, and how would Getty follow him? Like, does Getty need a jetpack to keep up with Otis? Like,
so the fact that you finally got the moment at the tail end of all of development where you're like, we can actually use that little bit of gameplay that we wanted.
Yeah.
So it was really nice. Hold on, pausing the game for just 2 seconds. And yep, I needed to make sure that we did not lose sound. Sorry, chat. Just making sure. This floor was an absolute nightmare to figure out. It's such a small thing, but I wanted it very badly, where you get like an actual feeling of depth.
Yeah.
This is this is not a skewed texture. This is several pieces that are all just moving from left to right with parallax.
I think it's like 20 layers.
Yeah. So I had to sit down and measure, how can I make a pattern that will appear like it's the same thing as you move along? I cannot understate how much work it was to get these measurements correct so that it looks like the perspective that's needed. I wanted it so badly because this is one of the few rooms where you really get a sense of scale, and you wanted to come into an actual room. Like, everything that you see in these scenes is significant, because why on earth are you even here? But it was also the only place where we could use it. So a lot of work for very little, but man, I'm happy with the result.
And also there's a statue of a guy.
Mm-hmm.
Several guys.
Very important statues. This too, this was one of the first areas that I drew.
Yeah, I remember from the early prototype.
I mean, this is back when we called it Dungeon 3.
Yeah.
It's still called Dungeon 3 in my files.
It is. And in my head.
Otis, Getty, what are you guys doing here?
Solus, what are you doing here? Are you the one who stole the relics from the pirates?
I'm sorry. I trust you, Otis, but I can't involve anyone else in this. I'm sorry, but I don't have time to explain. Please leave.
Hey, wait up! We have to catch up to him.
There they go. So yeah, a lot here too was like, there's a lot of very important stuff in this one particular scene. The one detail that I'm very fond of, on one hand, the staircases, but the thing that's in the foreground that you can't even touch, that was something, because I was trying to think of what are sort of elements that will give it sort of like a regal thing, and then I looked back at the courtroom scene in Chrono Trigger.
Oh yeah.
And you had sort of those front pews. I sort of took inspiration from that. I thought it was a really neat detail. Oh, this whole area here is it's so strange, because we've seen so many iterations of this. This yellow wall with this checkered pattern has been
haunting us from the start.
Like, one thing that we showed during the Q&A was a little bit of a cut area where you played around in a mech.
Yeah.
And you could see that we used this texture here, but it was like an early version. There was so much more to this. In fact, in one iteration of this place, on one hand, look, you can see where Solus came down, which I think was a neat detail. But you would have Solus do his speech there, then you'd come in here, and the floor would break right there.
Right.
And then you'd fall into the basement.
Yeah.
And there was so much in the basement.
We did put a couple of mock-ups out at some point from the basement, didn't we?
I don't recall. It was sort of like a trash chute / experimental dungeon, where you see a ton of the things that the Owls had been experimenting with back in the day. But the thing about it is, we, on one hand, it kind of mischaracterized the Owls a little, and at the same time, we kind of it just didn't fit with the pacing.
No. And it was hard to complete. Like we needed a boss that was complete too. We almost did it. I don't know if we've shown all that much from it, but the gecko boss.
I believe we showed the gecko boss at one point. Yeah. And this is also where, even though you don't have to, we're trying to very subtly teach you to use the sort of failed glide as a way of getting around. So some people would still just jump like I did without using it, but it at least made it more likely that you would try it. This too is sort of a callback to the first dungeon, the sort of what we call the tutorial dungeon in the cave.
Yeah.
Where you're learning that you can spin things to push them up and down. So all of that sort of came full circle there.
Hey, wait up. Solus, we just want to help you. The pirates are coming after you.
I know.
Then let us help. Let's get rid of the relics and...
No. I'm going to use the relics.
Huh?
I don't have time to explain this to you. Just get out of here.
Hurry, guys. We need to talk some sense into Solus.
Let's get up there.
Faster now, Otis.
We're starting to get the first hints at what we've been hinting at this whole time. The first time you sort of get an idea of what's going on is is the snow falling the wrong way.
Yeah.
Now, at first, I was thinking the reason why the snow goes the wrong way is just because you're so high up. But then we realized, that's the main theme.
Yeah.
That's the whole thing. Like, why is the snow going upwards? That's wrong. This too, I know a lot of people struggle with.
Oh yeah.
I want to highlight this. I created sort of a mapping to shift the light depending on what direction this rock went.
I think it's like 16 frames.
Yeah.
Of you just rotating in Photoshop. And then we do a little bit of additional rotating here, but yeah, it was just to make it look good. And it's only this one rock.
It's technically 4 frames that I fade in between.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
I sent them to you, and then that turns into what we have. Like, I was so proud of that. This too, I know a lot of people struggle with.
Oh yeah.
It's oh shit.
You too.
Yeah. I just accidentally pressed the button. Because it's this is sort of what we're trying to teach you about this area. We've been giving you hints all this time about please use the flutter. But it's really simple. You just jump to the apex and then you fall out.
There you go.
But of course, we give you a little fall there to make you see that, this was tough.
Otis, get up, buddy. We're not at the end just yet. There you go. Okay, guys, let's keep moving.
All right. Back into the other wing. And then we get a little bit of detail on certain people.
I remember this. We had one portrait that we had been doing all over the place.
In fact, it was a temp portrait because I just needed to put up something for us to test those, and I think someone found it in the files and was like, "Who's this guy?"
And it wasn't anyone in particular, was it?
No, it was just a test, and I feel like a lot of people maybe misinterpreted that one.
What is this place? Oh, you're Alphonse, that's right.
What is this place? This chandelier thing was also something that I thought it was a pretty good idea, the fact that you can kind of...
Yeah.
But it's a little more tough than maybe it should have been.
It's weird because it's a platformer game, right? But this is the first... This is the first place in the game where you actually do some platforming because you can fly.
Yeah, I always thought that was neat though. The fact that we had like we have, you've been comfortable with these powers throughout your entire playthrough.
Yeah.
And now we finally just get rid of it. This too, I feel like this corridor, when we temped it out, there was supposed to be a live mech that you met here.
Oh yeah. And then some additional, like, you were supposed to be able to redirect electricity and stuff to activate like traps and different kind of mechanics, but
because you had an I-beam cannon, laser cannon in your eyes.
I can't actually remember what comes next.
Let's hold on. Sorry, chat. I have to very quickly check something. We are live after all, so things just happen. Let's see. I just want to make sure that I'm not missing something. We have to check the notes. Don't worry, we will continue. Okay. I think we're good. All right, back to the game. So what comes next? Oh, now I remember. Oh, no, almost. There we go. I feel like we were a little bit more egregious with the spikes at some point.
Yeah.
Because there was a moment where they were just everywhere, and we thought, ah, yes, good platforming.
Oh, now I remember. Yeah.
This was also a very important spot. Like, we just realized, oh wait, this isn't a library. It has books in it. So maybe you should learn something about it. But it was also, despite all of that, there were some elements that we felt like we needed to address as we sort of approached the end. So this was a nice place to do that. What's this? Oh yeah, our native expert in owl languages. This book is ancient, but I can read it. Book of Nocte, Volume 1. The Owl Temple. First of the great temples. Here the owls learn how to control the elements and challenge the natural order. By the end of the first eon, they had mastered water, fire, and wind. And their work revealed to them the existence of the higher mysteries. It was here that the existence of the loop was hypothesized. The existential anguish from the discovery of the loop permeated owl society. Riots began, and the Owl Temple was abandoned.
Riots? Owl riots.
Book of Nocte, Volume 2. The Floating Continent. The greatest of the owl homes. The machines produced here were the finest the world has ever seen. For the first time, owl technology surpassed the capabilities of life itself. There seemed to be no end to the heights the owls could reach. They were determined to break the loop, and worked tirelessly to advance their technology and knowledge. Finally, the solution was presented. A hex that could upend the laws of the universe. But it was a disaster. The hex failed, and the world was never the same. That wasn't right. And the world would never be the same. The Book of Nocte, Volume 3. The Floating Tower. A gigantic research facility in the sky built without the knowledge of the world at large. The last few owls gathered here, far away from the famines and war as elsewhere. The great relics that were used to create the hex were reforged, for the owls were preparing another hex. Greater than the last, this new hex would send the new world crushing downwards. And bring the world under the owl's control once again.
Huh.
I'm trying my best. My dyslexia is showing.
So that's the truth he wasn't telling us. He's been making the ancient owls out to be heroes and scholars and whatnot. And in reality, he's going to use the relics for power, just like Malmstrom. I knew it!
We have no choice now. We shall have to stop him ourselves. Yeah, we're the only ones up here.
Let's go. There's no time to waste.
Speaking of not wasting time, I'm gonna have just a little bit
You're
of
wasting your cake.
Wow.
I'm done with mine.
How dare you? Alright, if I remember this correctly, it's up this way. And,
Oh,
that's right.
a door.
Because, now, it might seem like we introduced a lot of these elements that are appearing right now kind of suddenly. The thing is, it's a leftover of a different mechanic that we have. Now, we call them airlocks in the original. And there was like a whole thing about opening and closing airlocks because you're very close to space. So this part might have been a little bit of a shock to people that you were walking in here and then this happens.
Wind.
Because you're getting pushed out. But it is a leftover of something that had a lot more build-up, I suppose.
Yeah.
But it was too cool of a sequence not to have.
You were supposed to use these airlocks for places where you could fly, so there was a mixture of platforming.
Yeah, that was it. You were supposed to get enough dense air to be able to use your powers again.
Exactly.
It is bizarre to me to think that some of that information might be slipping at this point. Like, it's we're gonna have to use these anniversaries later just to remember, like, oh yeah, that's how it worked. Gotta break things in dungeons. And here, if I remember correctly, is the only remnant of the mechs that we have.
Yeah.
In fact, this thing that looks like a fountain here is a electric rod. So the light that comes out of like the middle chest area, they would shoot a laser onto this and it'll power an electric grid. So it's
We had to have it in the game somehow.
yeah, like they were really cool. We were even talking about maybe making one of them just pop out and attack you.
Yeah.
But then now we have to create combat when you can't do combat.
Yeah.
So it was it just seemed a bit strange. This one too is a little bit of
Oh,
like
yeah.
a lot of people don't catch this in time and fall to their death there. But of course, this is one of the few areas where you just like get an immediate checkpoint. Is this the one that you follow up?
No.
This is not the one.
Move.
It is not. Aha! I'm gonna do the speed run.
Oi. Fast. Super fast.
Whoop.
It's breaking.
Gotta get you a little higher up. There we go. Is it this one?
Nope.
It's not that one?
No.
Okay. I always forget.
Oh my god.
And this one too. Like you can just stop it by doing that.
That's true.
But you have to remember your training. Things that we teach you.
Oh man, this platforming section. I can't remember. I couldn't remember how kind of unforgiving it is. Like compared to being able to fly, this is like yeah.
Pretty intense. This part too, I feel like a lot of people miss this. Though I feel like there's more people that have found this one than the other coins.
Oh yeah.
So this also extremely important location.
That
Are
you
you
just
serious?
missed.
Are you serious?
No, you need to go back.
Oh, this is the wrong spot. Never mind. I forget we're not forgiving with the checkpoints on this one. Because technically you're not really... Like, you're not meant to find this in the first playthrough.
No, I mean, this is the final... I think we decided, let's make this one extra hard, because it's the final chapter. But I guess we went a little bit overboard with, like, new mechanics and stuff. Like, for final levels, you're supposed to, like, have this... this combination of everything that you've learned, and we kind of just chuck all of that out the window.
But I think this part is, at the very least, it feels like it's a balanced kind of intense.
Yeah.
Because I feel like the least balanced one is probably the floating continent,
Yeah.
the first part. Still very happy with it, but out of the two, I feel like this one is a little bit more... Yay. I'm still very happy with that rotation animation.
Oh yeah, I think this is probably the coin that is the first for a lot of people.
Did my machines and theories break the loop at last? Did I break the world? With this token, you hold the key. The sanctuary beckons you. Give me the answers I, Nocte of the Owls, have always sought.
Oh yeah, I think we put it quite an obvious place in the ending, so that people would be able to like, maybe I should look for those coins elsewhere in the game as well.
Yeah, no. Either this is the first one you find, or it's one that you just like, oh, this looks like it's the wrong way.
Yeah.
Or you don't know the significance of it. But I feel like either way, it introduces you to the concept. Let's see.
Spikes.
All right.
You did it.
We're getting to the point where this is where some people's playthroughs kind of stop because they struggle with it. But
yeah,
oh, I think I see the tower above us. If we stay on this platform, we should be able to make it up there to Solus. But this is one of my favorite sequences. Like it says so much, it characterizes so much. I'm very happy with what we managed to do with it.
we also timed it to the music, which was hard. We had to play this section 100 times at least to make it, sync up.
On one hand, it's syncing it up. On the other, it is making it so that the gameplay sort of matches what your expectations are.
Yeah.
That's you.
Oh, Otis, I don't know what's going on. Hold on.
I guess we didn't designate voices early. Stay afloat, Otis! I noticed that I lost the... we need to just hang on! I noticed that I lost the Alphonse voice while I was doing the texting. The tower's up ahead, Otis! Teleport us to you when you're safe. Oh my god.
Doing this section while you're talking is probably
only this one. This one requires a little bit.
What's happening?
Music here. The thing about this scene in particular is that I had already drawn the top of the mountain being able to break off.
Yeah.
And but there was no place to use it. And then we came to this and it's like now we have everything.
Boom.
Now they get to feel like what it's like to be Otis.
Yeah. I can't believe it.
I believe we are witnessing the end of the world, my friends. We ourselves are floating. The floating continents are rising into space. This is the end.
It's happening so suddenly. What has Solus done up there?
Yeah. Whatever Solus is doing up there, we have to stop him.
I see his tower above us. Let's go.
Ooh.
Whoa. Can you actually die there? I hope not. That would be horrible.
I think there's a barrier.
Yeah.
I forget. This too. This
Oh
took
my
me. Was it several months? To
Yeah,
make?
yeah.
And it's such a small sequence, but the thing is, I wanted this to be kind of like the biggest, most insane background I'd ever made in my life.
Yeah.
Like this was supposed to be like my magnum opus for this whole project.
We should totally have a poster of this, just like this giant, long ass poster.
Yeah, it's I've compiled it together once, and it is gigantic. Like it barely fits on a wall. You'd have to get like a whole roll of paper. I also the other day when I was prepping for this live stream, I looked at the early sketches of the room that we're about to go into.
Yeah.
And this totem thing was not in there. And that was also one of the first things I made. So this totem, the fact that it came in and has such a massive influence on this whole thing, is it's strange to not see it in the early concepts.
I also love how everything, like even machines and stuff, like have like the owl faces on them. It's like Dr. Robotnik, just like theming every creation after himself.
Yeah. This too was a small thing because I wanted a moment of reprieve before you go in.
Yeah.
And also, we needed you to have some extra health if you needed it. So this sort of feeling like, I don't even know how to phrase it. Like, here's a moment of calm and something beautiful before you're about to go into something really harsh. Like that corridor that we added needed to be enormous in order for this to fit.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. I felt like it was very symbolic. Here we go. This is so cathartic. Like, being able to use one of the earliest scenes ever and finally get here. Because the thing is, I kind of knew what the ending was going to be.
Yeah.
But there's something about finding out what justifies it. And that was like the whole 9 years of development. It was like, what justifies this moment that you get to right here? And back at that point, we barely knew that Getty was going to be an important component. And certainly not Alphonse, and definitely not Twig. So this would have been a very different scene back then. Huh? How did you get up here? Quickly after... No! Sorry, I accidentally clicked there. I've told you already. I'm not interested in what you have to say. Hold on, chat. I just need to check that our mic works. Yeah, okay. Sorry about that. I just don't want anything to break while we're doing this. I'm not interested in what you have to say.
But
I'm using the relics. That's all. I'm nearly finished here. Please don't get in my way. Let's see. I think you can talk to... Yeah.
I don't like this, Otis. I thought Solus was our pal, but he just isn't listening at all. Not to us, anyway.
Yeah! I'm not sure what to do. If he doesn't listen, we may have to stop him. Could you not do that?
I told you.
I told you, don't disturb me. I'm at a critical stage in the process. Is there, You know what? Blah.
Aggressor!
What are you doing? Have you gone mad?
Snap out of it, Solus. The relics are too dangerous. Have you forgotten what happened in Advent? No one can use them, ever. We have to destroy them.
You have to see sense, Solus. We will help you avoid the pirates' retribution, but please stop this. Using the relics for power will only make things worse.
That's right. We'll stop you if we have to. I don't have time for this. I've been telling you guys to leave me alone. I gave you lots of chances. But it's clear that you guys don't understand. So I guess I have to make you leave. So the insane part about this fight, on one hand, you have to kind of understand what it is that you're trying to do. And maybe to some it was a little vague, but it was. We figured it would be enough hint to understand that one of them got knocked out by one. So maybe by having another person touch the relics, it would stop them.
Oh yeah.
Whoop. But what I really love about this fight is that it gave us the opportunity to sort of present Otis's mirror image. Every single thing that Solus does here is an ability that Otis already has.
Yeah, like the spinning, only upgraded, of course.
Yeah, it's just an upgraded version. This is what Otis would do if he had the relics.
Yeah.
So you have Otis's spin. This is just, well, general flying, I suppose. Then he also picks up an item that looks kind of like Otis's teleport.
Yeah.
So it's just sort of like an upgraded version of everything that Otis can do. It is almost ironic, though, because I tested this a lot, and Henrik was the one that was responsible for sort of getting the balance in on this particular part.
Yeah.
And I thought it was too hard. It used to have 5 phases.
Oh yeah.
And I heard from some people that they thought this boss fight was too easy now.
Oh.
But I will take full responsibility for that, because frankly, it was intense, the original.
Did we do a balance patch to this boss? I can't actually remember.
I forget. I'm so happy with this, though, because this is one of the few scenes where we just allow us to use just like completely broken shaders.
Yeah.
Because we didn't. It felt like if you're going to be in the most trippy sequence in the entire game, might as well be this. Like, no limiting the resolution of the pixels or anything. Just like go full ham on it.
I have no idea how he even achieved this. I mean, this is all Henrik.
Oh yeah, Henrik did so much on the sequence. Technically, there are faster ways of winning this sequence, but I am playing this out for chat. I'm not going to claim that I'm so good that I could just win it instantly, but it's, you can certainly do this a lot faster. Finishing with Alphonse.
Oh. Oh man.
This animation too. I've said it before, doing full rotations is something that takes so much time in pixel art, and that final bit there was so time consuming for the time that we were working. No! I can't move. Now you're gonna listen to us! Stop this power crazy stuff. Using the relics is going to get people hurt. No, you're wrong. I'm trying to help.
By using the relics? Don't you remember Advent? Those things are weapons.
No. No, no, no. That's not what the relics were made for. That's just how Malmström used them.
Please explain, Solus.
Didn't want to tell you this, but I need you to understand.
I'm going to tell you of the great shame of the owls, the hex, and the anti-hex. The relics were created long ago. The owls lived at the planet's surface, and the floating islands did not exist. Owl technology was beyond our imagination, and the owls studied the deeper secrets of the universe. The relics were made after the owls made a fateful discovery. A discovery that sent Owl Society into infighting and chaos. The loop. What is the loop? I'm not certain, but the owls were obsessed with it. They worked for centuries in a desperate struggle to find a way to end the loop. Finally, they found a solution. A hex that would alter the laws of nature and end the loop forever. The relics were designed to be fuel for the hex. Centuries after they were made, the owls were finally ready for their hex.
So what happened? Did the hex work?
It was the biggest disaster in the history of the planet. I didn't even know if the hex broke the loop, what should have been the least of their worries. The hex backfired, shattering the planet's continents into floating isles in the sky. And the planet was reduced to a giant empty ocean. And the islands are still rising. You must have seen it outside. The world is ending. Time is running out. In a matter of days, we'll have to risen to cold, unbreathable space.
But
I just want to point out that this was a really good scene because it was a callback to what I just talked about, where in Mesos the snow is rising.
yeah,
And sort of in the same way that we discover that that's what that means, we let the player realize it through the same process in Mesos.
yeah. And the Mesos music too.
Mm-hmm.
The anti-hex. You mentioned something about an anti-hex?
This library was built to find a way to bring the planet's expansion under control and reverse it. When I found it, I learned that the owls created the relics which had been absorbing power for centuries. Now they're ready to be used for the anti-hex, which will bring the islands back down to the ocean. That is what I'm preparing. An anti-hex to save the world.
Man, you should have just told us, Solus. Why did you try to do this all on your own?
I didn't. I got the pirates to help me by promising them power. Tricking the pirates led to the destruction of Advent, Solus. I just didn't know of anyone who I could trust.
Let us help you finish this anti-hex. Come on, Solus, what do we have to do? I mean, it kind of makes sense that Solus went to the pirates for help, because they were created by the owls originally anyway.
Mm-hmm. And Solus knows a lot more about owl history than anyone else, so he has a lot more context for what's happening.
Yeah.
But it's also like Solus is not necessarily a good guy in this sense, because he did end up inadvertently creating a lot of problems. But I think the context here is that you kind of forget that he literally has no one he can actually trust, and sort of something that you figure out as you get more details about stuff is that part of the whole thing is that in order for this to be able to happen, he has to keep secrets, or he will hurt people. So it's kind of an impossible thing for some, like, you kind of forget Solus is roughly the same age as Otis.
Yeah.
And Otis is somewhere in the ballpark of 12 years old.
Prone to making mistakes.
Yeah, I can't remember anything of this grandeur that I did when I was 12. So it is an insane thing for any kid to be put to doing.
Yeah.
So you just have to... Oh no. Is that...
Owlboy! You traitor! I'm coming for you!
Straight up ramming the wall for that.
And this ship is huge. Oh man, oh man!
The captain's here!
Look outside! The world is... It's all coming apart!
You've run off with my relics, Owlboy? You dare betray me?
I haven't betrayed you, Molstrom. I'm trying to save you and everyone else. I'm trying to prevent the planet from being destroyed. Oh boy.
No! Otis! Are you alright?
So you're saving the world, is that it? Why would I care if the planet is destroyed? Give the relics back to me now.
Please, I can't. Or just take this. I love that sound effect so much.
What happened? Is Master Otis breathing?
Yes!
Good. Get him out of here. I'll keep the captain at bay. Hurry, Master Giddy! Twig! I can't hold him for long!
We have to we have to get Otis up. Ow.
Hurry up and get away, Otis. We'll hold him back. Twig, follow me.
Hurry, Otis! I remember when I animated this scene.
Yeah.
Otis, we can't run away. Please, I can't move. You have to complete the anti-hex. Repair the totem. Hopefully that'll be enough. I remember when I animated this, and I was sitting here thinking, I have to hurt this child.
Yeah.
I have to animate Otis suffering more than any other character.
I know. Oh no.
It felt so miserable.
Yeah, I remember when we added this as well. It was like, it was heartbreaking. It's kind of heartbreaking right now, actually. I
remember, like, every time we do a playthrough, I joke that the 3-block puzzle in the first dungeon is the most important puzzle in the whole game. And it's because it's preparing you for this moment.
Yeah. And you can also see, you know, Otis's health. Every time you try and complete the hex, it just like saps you.
Mm-hmm.
Otis, get out of there.
It's just
Otis!
It has to happen thematically, but it's also just like one last piece of insult that it gets shot into him.
Yeah. Otis!
The anti-hex. It's emerging from his body, but is he... So this is what your treachery is about? You think this is enough to stop me? I'll crush this little hex of yours.
Otis, someone help Otis?
This too was something that we talked about as we were ending the development of the game. It was just, we were considering ending it where it was, and of course moving on to the very last scene, but this in between was just, there's something missing. There's something missing about what your motivations are and why you're here and the feelings that you have as it's happening. And this was a fantastic way of just wrapping that whole thing up. You want to do this one?
Sure. Otis, how has school been lately? I hear Aishos might take you under his wing soon. You're so lucky, Otis.
Hi, little Otis. Want to drop by my place sometime with Fibonacci? We'll play drums until the sun sets. Alright, you can fly here. You got this one.
Hi there, young one. Want to join me in the hot spring? No? You're a hard worker, Otis. Just like the other owls. Oh, I'll do my old man voice. Otis, do say hi to Letya and Scups for me. I hear you'll be studying under Aisho soon. He handpicked you, I heard, and I'm glad he did. I think you two will be a great fit.
And, symbolic callback.
This whole sequence, like the whole ending of the game, is just a giant callback to the very start. Like we had been working on the game for 9 years at this point.
Mm-hmm.
So we were like, how can we wrap this up where everything kind of feels okay in the end?
Otis, I'm glad you're doing well. You don't recognize me? It's Solus. Listen, I don't know if you think of me as a friend, but I've always thought of you as my only friend. I hope the next time we meet, it'll be under different circumstances. There's so much I want to tell you. Which is kind of what I was talking about earlier, is that Solus can't talk about all of this. Of course, both by obligation, but also simply because he's not that type of person.
Yeah.
So he wants to tell people about everything that's happening, but he's also like, he struggles with that. I guess I'll do this character and then you'll do Otis.
Sure.
Welcome, Otis. I'm very glad to see you again. You're probably wondering where you are. You're not dreaming. You're seeing visions of the past and the future. From today. You may not remember any of it, but it's real. You grew up with good people, Otis. Full of affection for you and hopes for your future. And regret for things said and done. These visions are a gift to you. The truth, I think, is often the greatest gift. Especially since people are so prone to forgetting the things they should cherish most. You must have many questions. Come, sit down.
Is everyone going to be okay? Getty, Alphonse, Twig, and all of the rest?
Yes, Ogres. You succeeded out there. The fact that you're here means that the anti-hex worked.
What will happen now?
The islands will be sinking. Your generation will know the surface as we did. Thanks to you, the world will be whole once again. It'll be difficult to adjust to life on the surface after all this time, but it will be overcome. I hope you don't blame us for what we've put you through. We tried to change the universe, and for that we paid... Sorry. We tried to change the universe, and we paid the price for that. You paid that price too. In order to end the loop, we were willing to do anything. Even risk our future. Your present.
I'm not sure I understand.
It doesn't matter. All you need to know is that we wanted to discover the nature of the universe, and in doing so, we lost ourselves. Maybe one day, in this life, or the next, you will learn about the loop. There are far more rewarding things to learn about than how the universe ends. You're probably worried that this is the end for you. Don't worry. In this world we've created, there's always a second chance. Our time is up. And I know I'm not the only one, but I've always believed in you, Otis. This too, I think I created this right after the laboratory. It is one of the earliest things that I had conceptualized.
Yeah. Because it was supposed to be the original tutorial.
Yeah, this was what was supposed to happen instead of the entire dream sequence. Hey, those guys seem familiar. Who's that guy?
I don't know.
His name is too long. And who are these people? They seem cool, though. Now, designed by Adrian Bauer, our resident awesome dude. And Jonathan Gear, of course, did all the wonderful music that you've heard throughout the entire playthrough.
Sending us off with I think this is my favorite theme of the whole. I've heard it so many times. We had no idea how, emotional it would be together with the ending. But yeah.
We have all of the orchestra that Jonathan put together. We have everyone here that contributed to testing during the final phases. Of course, we have Martin Kohler, who helped out with sound, and all the people that were involved in the translation for the game.
And family, friends.
And anyone else that we could think of.
Yeah, we had a lot of people. 9 years is a long time.
Yeah. And I'm glad they could at least be commemorated in some way.
Yeah.
And this was probably the final thing I did. One big animated scene to sort of tie it all together at the end. This water took a very long time to make.
What's that in the sky?
Oh, nothing. Pay it no mind. Yeah, we did it, chat. We, after, on the 9th year of this anniversary, we finally managed to get to the end of this.
What will we do for the 10th anniversary?
That's honestly a good question.
100% it. Oh my.
Oh, don't even joke. All right, I am pausing the game here, and here we are.
So I guess thank you is in order.
Yeah, I suppose so. It has been 9 years of doing this anniversary, and it's very strange to actually be the end of the playthrough, because it feels like, well, we'll continue next year and we'll get to whatever we're doing next. But yeah, we actually finished it this time.
Yeah.
And kind of like what you said, what on earth are we going to do for the 10th anniversary? Because that's a pretty big milestone.
It is. I mean, we spent between 9 and 10 years making this game, so 10 years is kind of like the big whoa, the Owlboy number.
Yeah, because we technically we spent 10 years working on the game, because we also, even after we launched it, we went over to the Switch ports and everything else.
Exactly.
So it was like a continuous process. Like even after we launched, we just kept going.
Yeah.
So, but I think that concludes this year.
Yeah.
I want to thank everyone who's been watching and who I suppose will later watch on the upload that we'll be doing. Thank you for supporting us all these years and checking out the game and participating. I guess we'll figure out what we'll do on the 10th anniversary next year. That's going to be a really interesting one, because there's some stuff that's coming together at that point. But what should we say? That'll be a problem for future us.
Let's start the preparations today.
Yeah.
It's going to be a huge one.
All right, guys. Thank you so much for being here, chat. Thank you to all the viewers that are watching this on the later upload. And thank you for sticking by with us. And we'll see you next year. Bye.
Bye.